Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's violin lesson will be on the Kreutzer Etude number 6. You heard me just play it for you. There's some difficulties in this piece, and this is a case of do as I say, not as I do, because ideally, as the music suggests, you want to do a pretty strong martelé stroke here. And I'll be honest with you, my shoulder can't deal with it. That's why I played a much lighter martelé stroke. So whatever you're capable physically, go ahead and do a much more aggressive. Obviously, I can do the stroke, but I can't do it for a whole etude. That'll break my arm. So bear with me. Okay, so this piece is not so much about bowing, even though there are some difficulties. For example, in 4/5 in bar 6. They suggest that you play a 4, and that definitely in bar 6 will make it easier to play the 4th finger. I opted to play the 1st finger there to come across to copy what happens in bar 7. Either way, it's not a big deal. Again, I'm just protecting my hands a little bit from too many, these extensions. Kreutzer etudes are very, very hard on the left hand. You'll find as we go through this book. In bar 8, I do a slight fingering change from what the original has. We're coming along, starting in 3rd position. I simply shift the 3rd position on the F natural. And that makes things a lot easier on the bow. It's always the key. Make it a little more challenging maybe for the left hand and easier on the bow. If we played in 1st position, we play. You have to jump the 2 strings, and it actually sounds quite good, but again, for my shoulder, a little tough on my shoulder. So if you have any problems with your shoulder, shift to 3rd position. If you're good, your shoulder's like, $1 million, stay in 1st position and just practice that string change from the A. That's good practice to go from the A string to the G string and back. Okay, we're going ahead from the major, C major, into this. Obviously starting to work through some minor keys. That's all fine. In bar 14, I play a fingering. I play 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not doing 1, 2, 2 or 1 through 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. There's no reason. I still keep my 1st finger down, so there's no reason that I have to do it. I just prefer using 1, 2, 3, 4. The same thing happens. Let's see. Oh yeah, down in bar 20. We'll get to bar 20. So we're going along here on this bar 16. Now it's interesting, you know, as I'm going through this piece, and I played it a couple of times before I recorded it for you. The key for me is to keep track. If I've got two parts of my brain working, one part, of course, controlling the left hand, the other, I'm being very conscious of these triplets because they're very weird notes. It's not any specific order. I'm conscious down, up, down, and wherever I'm coming, like for example, a bar 7, up, down, up, down, up. And so just keep that awareness, that there's that awareness of the bowing and the awareness of the fingerings that are coming up. So let's see, we've just gotten to bar 17. Shift to third position. Now here, I make the shift to fourth position, right? So I'm going to be staying in fourth position for the next bar at least. And I find that much more comfortable than where they suggest you make the shift to fourth in bar 19. So you have the option, go to the third finger D toward the end of bar 18. And then back to third right there. So it's up to you, of course. If you're really comfortable, let's try this other fingering. See, it can work. They actually have an open string. That's pretty interesting. Let me see how that would work. Well, you could do it, but that open E string sounds pretty twangy at that point. So I would say if you're going to shift, do a second finger and reach for the 4. Easier on my hand, 1-3 versus 2-4. Okay, so we're coming along. We're back to third position. Now they want you to shift down to first position. Ridiculous. Just hit a first finger, then play the open D, and then shift on the open D back to first. And then I do a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then bring in the second finger. So to review that one more time, let's say we're in fourth position at bar 19. See how easy that is. I don't have to do, you know, heroic things to get back to first position for the third finger. So we're coming along. That works okay, 4, 3, 1. And then, here we go. We've got 3 sets of scales. And these are pretty standard scale fingerings. You know, you start, for me, I start, I'm not going to worry about being in second position, finding that C. I just started first position, shift up a half step, and there I am, ready to go on the regular C major scale, second position. As I'm going up here, I'm really conscious of half steps, you know. I've got the E and then the F natural, half step, and of course B to C, half step. Take my time, get down to that D, put the bow on the string, third position. And of course this is not a D major scale, but you know, it's a C major scale starting on D. Still use the same D major fingering starting third position. Shift half step. That's the whole step, but we have a half step. And I do 3-3 on the B to C. Same thing, get the second finger. This is like an E major scale, except we're playing C major notes. Fourth position. Be conscious of that. F to G, whole step. E to F, half step. Whole step. 2-2 on a half step. And I like, just pick it out. Just go for gusto. Trust it. Take a chance. Only hurts once. Find that fifth position. And now we come to the famous coup de grace for most players. This crazy fingering. You know, there's other fingerings we could do here, but let's assume we do the fingering that's suggested we play. We got an open E, and we shift on the open E, and we're going to, in my part, it's ridiculous. They put these positions I forget it. Just put a Roman numeral 2 showing it's on the A string. And with a 3 to show we're going to fourth position. Then we're back to first position. Now we're going to fifth position. That's why they put a Roman numeral 5. Just put a second finger and a Roman numeral 2, meaning A string, and you know instantly, yeah, of course it's fifth position. So now here I disagree with their fingering. They brought you back to first. I say go to second position. So I'm in second position. Then come right back up to the fifth position. Conscious C to E, major third, E to G, minor third. So it's a 2. And there's your C. If you've been practicing your flesh scale studies, this will be no problem. You practice the scales and the arpeggios. Make sure every time it's a minor third, 1, 2. Major third, 1, 3. That's the key. So here we are. This is the second to last bar. We played. And then I come back down to fourth position. And end on the D string. You know, another fingering, it's good to practice different fingerings. I mean, if you've mastered this fingering that I just showed you, it's in the music, you could also play, starting at bar 29, you could shift to a first finger E, instead of playing the open, and then come down on the open, that's fine. And then the next one, that works perfectly, the fingering they have. But then in the very last one, you could play 2, 3, 2. So that's just a little option for you. On bar 29 and bar 31, you could play the first one you would play where they have open E, you put a first finger. And on the second one, you play a third finger. And just to try different fingerings. I mean, it's an etude. You know, just because you do it one way, make some changes the same way, you know, you could do different bowings. In this piece, same thing. You could bow it without the staccatos. You could play. I mean, all kinds of experiments you could do. You know, considering how many times in your life will you play the Kreutzer? You may not be as lucky as me. I've played the Kreutzer etudes many, many, many times. Many students come through. We've discussed it, all kinds of possibilities. And remember, this is something you have to keep in your mind. When you play something really beautifully, when you practice something extremely well and make real progress, you're practicing the whole repertoire. Because if you play well and you practice, you have good techniques, you're practicing the whole repertoire. Anytime you put a piece of music, all the skills you learn in the Kreutzer etudes, you apply to the new pieces. So that's the benefit of playing beautifully. Both rhythm, intonation, interpretation, everything. All right, friends, that's all I have to say on this very nice etude. And I hope it's helpful to you. Just expand your mind for new possibilities. And when I performed this for you, I had a couple of squeaks. Who cares? Tomorrow I'll play it better, right? So I hope you have a great day. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Love to see you again for etude number 7 when I have time to do that. Okay, take care. Have a great day.